I got some pickups. I picked up a few videos last couple weeks. I got some came in today and some came in a couple days ago or 3 days ago. But I wanted to share you guys some some of the movies I picked up. This will be a quick video, but I haven't had a pickups video since I had my last pickup video. So well, I share this with you guys. So here we go. Uh, I got Burnt Offering. Burnt Offering. I picked this up. This came in today, and I think I watched this when I was a little boy. When I was younger, I think I might have been a teenager. But I like these older. I like these older style movies. That way the sun does. But I don't know too much about it. I read the information on it. It looked pretty interesting. So I just thought it's got Karen Black, Oliver Reed, and Betty Davis. You know, Betty Davis. She's a classic actor. So it's an older style movie, but it's a Blu-ray. Like that actually came in today, and then I got the Changeling. The Changeling. This looks really interesting. Um, I like the sleeve on this thing. Looks pretty good. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. And then says the one of the most terrifying horror films of all time. Is what they say. We'll see when we'll watch it. I don't know if this is 4K or Blu-ray, but I'll open it up. We could tell. So, yep, it's a 4K. So it looks pretty interesting. Now these are actually blind buys. To tell you the truth, they're blind buys. So we'll see. It says, "How did you die, Joseph? How did you die, Joseph? Did you die in the house? Why do you remain?" So it looks pretty interesting. I really don't know if it's it's a blind buy. A lot of times I get these movies, and a lot of these older movies that I get are pretty good. So, and I really like the slipcover. This you can actually feel this print. That's one thing I do like about when I collect physical copies. Um, then I got this last week too. Now this movie is terrible. By the way, this movie is really terrible. But I like it. And plus, uh, when I was younger, uh, I remember the first time I watched that movie, I was like, dang, man, that girl's got a set of racks on her, and it just went from there. You seen another set of racks, then you seen another set of racks, and I'm like, it's almost like they just wanted to show a lot of boobs in this movie, and they made a creature feature around it. And Vic Morrow and Doug McClure, and it's called The Humanoids from the Deep. And this is not a very good movie, but it's got like a sentimental thing with it. Because I remember back in my younger days when I was partying and stuff. I remember watching that movie, watching it, and that's before I had kids, and I watched it, and I was like, man, it always showed girls being attacked by these monsters, and the monster always seemed to rip their shirt off, and they always get these perfect boob shots. And I was young. I was like, golly, man, she's got a nice set of boobs. I kept saying, man, she's got a nice set of boobs, man. And then these creatures, they were coming out of water and they was mating with these girls and stuff. I know it's silly, but it's not that good of a movie. But I enjoyed it for what it was back then. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it in my collection. And this is actually a 4K. So I'm interested to see exactly what a 4K. Pardon me, I moved the camera. This this is a big. I'm curious to see what the 4K would look like. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. So lighting got messed up, but yeah, I didn't realize this was I didn't realize that this was a 4K though. Humanoids from the Deep, but there was a lot of nice shots of women's racks, man, and I think that's about all they showed. So um, I think the premise was there was some chemicals leaking in the ground. These lizards mutated. I would once. It would be curious to see if they could make a movie like this now, but it probably wouldn't fly because of the simple fact that a lot of people are kind of hard to please, and so yeah, that's another one of my pickups. So we'll keep going, and then I got this. Now this is crazy. I did not realize that I had not in my collection, and it was on streaming services. So yeah, obviously I can watch it on the streaming services, but I was like, you know what? I want to own it because I really enjoyed it, and it's Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods. I really, really love this movie, man. And I went to work, and there's this guy I work with. I tell you guys in some of my previous videos, he's younger than me, named Ryan. He goes, I can't believe you ain't got that. I've had that. I'm shocked you don't. I said, I was shocked too. I said, every time I look on the streaming services, I said, I got this one streaming service that's got Cabin in the Woods, and I kept sitting there going, I said, Ryan, you know I have a knack of getting rid of a lot of streaming services. And I said, now why do I not have Cabin in the Woods? And so yeah, I got Cabin in the Woods. So uh, this got Chris Hemsworth in it, the one that played Thor. Uh, but this was very entertaining. It was a very entertaining movie. Very entertaining. I liked it. I liked it. I liked the twist in it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and that's 4K. That's 4K. So I got some 4Ks, and I actually got some Blu-rays. So um, and then I wish this would have had. I really wish that this would have had a slipcover. To tell you the truth, it didn't have a slipcover, and I like slipcovers, but it is what it is. And I watched this on Peacock, and it's called Sick. It was one of those COVID-19 type of movies. Had a lot to deal with the virus. The COVID-19 movies dealing with or whatever. And so it was it was a slick little premise. And I watched this on Peacock, and when I seen it was available to buy, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this, man, because I want this in my collection. Because I'll be honest with you, I have a knack of turning off. I have a knack of turning off a lot of streaming services. Sometimes I don't even watch anything, so I just and so if I ever get in the mood to watch something, now Netflix don't want to sell their stuff. They always seem to never want to sell anything. They want you to stay on their site. But Peacock, this came off of Peacock, and I enjoyed this movie. So now it's in my from the creators of Scream and Megan. So, and it's a 4K. And then I got this yesterday. Tell you a story. I was supposed to take my boys to go see this movie, and my boys' mom, we weren't together, and she had a boyfriend, and so we were all excited to go see this movie. And she called me. She goes, hey, she was dating this new guy. She goes, he wants to take me and the boys to go see a movie. And I said, what movie's that? And she said, it was one I want. I said, well, I wanted to take them to go see that movie. We have plans to go see that movie. And she's kind of bummed out, because she wanted him to. I was like, man, come on, man. So I was like, yeah, I get, so I didn't get to take them to go see that movie. And that is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We had plans to go see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I ended up going with a friend because he wanted to go see it. And I haven't seen him in a long time. His name was Eric. And we went and seen this, and I enjoyed this movie. Johnny Depp, stuff from Johnny Depp, was on fire. That's when Johnny Depp was on fire. He made Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He made that Sleepy Hollow movie. That Sleepy Hollow movie was still a good movie. And the same guy that made the same person that made Sleepy Hollow is the same person that made this. And I enjoyed this, but I just remember that was one of the ones where I was supposed to take my three boys to go see it, and I just went on and let her go. He wanted to impress her by hanging out with him and all that kind of stuff. It is what it is, but every time I think about that, this is the one that me and my boys didn't get to go see together. But then I end up texting one of my friends, and he's like, "Man, you gonna still see that?" I said, "Yeah." So I didn't go with my boys. He goes, "I'll go." So we went to a restaurant after that. Got a drink and something to eat, but we enjoyed it. Yeah, that same guy, Eric, I went to go see this with. We also went to see the first Matrix. He wanted me to see that movie so bad. And I was like, man, Matrix? He said, yeah. So he drove me all the way down like 30 miles down the road. Was it? And then I remember falling asleep. And then I remember Eric nudging me like this. And he said, Vic, you ain't gonna want to miss this. And I kind of like, and then man, when I opened up them eyes in Matrix, and when that first scene, when that woman jumped up and she like was in suspended air for a little bit, and then she started kicking butt, I was wide awake after that. And that's my memory. I don't know what Eric's up to now, but me and Eric went and seen that because my boys went with their mom and her new boyfriend to go see this. So me and Eric decided to go. I texted Eric, and Eric went with me. But I still remember Eric asking me to go see Matrix, and I was like, and I still say the Matrix, the first one is the best one. I didn't like the rest of them. That first one was by far the best one. But anyway, I remember me and Eric went and seen this because Eric wanted to see it because Eric is like 5 or 6 years younger than me, and we grew up with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So me and him, obviously, we grew up with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So with Gene Wilder, I think. So obviously, we were excited to see what this was like because at this time, Johnny Depp was pretty much on fire. He could do no wrong. He was pumping out some stuff before he got hooked up with that crazy girl and getting all. Then he did the Pirates of the Caribbean, and So anyway, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I always catch myself watching this. So I sit there and said the other day, I said, you watch this. If you see a streaming service that's got Charlie and Chocolate Factory, you always seem to watch it. So I said to myself, why don't you buy it? So I got on Amazon. It was only like $9.99 for a freaking Blu-ray. You know what I mean? So I don't need a 4K of that, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Now this one I might pop in and watch tonight. I'm not quite sure, but I think I am. I don't know why, but this is called For the Sake of Your Sanity, Pray It Isn't True. Now, this is old. I don't know when it came out. I'm not even going to try to look it up. So I don't have my glasses on. Yeah. So anyway, it's called Legend of the Hell House. I think they remade this into those. I think they made them into those Hell Houses, LLCC or something like that. Well, this is now this is Blu-ray, and again, this is the blind buy. So by it being a blind buy, I'm not quite sure. So most of these movies are blind buy, besides Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Sick and Cabin in the Woods and Humanoids, which I told you guys, y'all would watch that. You'd be like, man, come on, man, that movie sucks. It does suck, but it got a lot of racks in it, But these three, sorry about leaning out of the camera, but these three here are blind buys. And a lot of times when I look at movies, I actually look in the back and I read the back on Amazon and I look at what people have to say. A lot of people say this is a very good movie. The Offering, Burnt Offerings. And then this is supposed to be one of the most terrifying horror films of all time. That's what it says. See that up there? Well, we gonna see. But the Changeling looks pretty good. Now, I mean, the box art looks good, and then the Legend of Hell House. So these are my latest pickups, and I just started sharing with you guys, and I've been trying to drop some videos, man. Sometimes I just don't want to drop videos unless it's something I truly want to drop, you know what I mean? So I like to talk about video games, but I can't just throw out anything. I got to make sure it's something I got passion for when I talk about video games. But you guys know I like to collect movies, and yeah, these are my latest pickups, and I just thought I'd let you guys see what I picked up. Because I said I wasn't going to buy that much. Now, I said I wasn't going to buy that much this year, and I'm still not going to buy that much this year. So when I say I ain't going to buy that much this year, it could mean anything. It could mean like I'm not going to buy near as much as I did last year or the year before. I've been slimming down. Actually, I got rid of almost 27 movies. I just purged a lot of them. I give some to my daughter. I give some to my son. And then there's some I look and I don't think they're going to watch. And I said, they ain't going to like this movie. So I'm going to take them down to Goodwill and drop them off there. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Be safe out there. God bless. We'll catch you next video. Talk to you soon.